You're listening to the voice of IWA Flip here on Interfed Radio. Welcome to Around the United Nations Trash Talk Edition. With me today in studios, as always, Commissioner Scott Anderson. Commissioner, welcome.
Thank you very much. Here I am. I did just have a thought, and I would like to put it on air that it would be fantastic if I could somehow persuade Jake Joyce to join us for a UNL Tubecast.
I would
sometime in the near future. It would be great. I miss his laugh. I need it in my life.
Nice.
So just throwing that out there.
The lady's choice himself. The lady's choice himself.
Yes.
Come and get some, brother. Like I said, the UNL wants to hear from you once again.
For sure.
And we haven't had you on Interfed Radio, so come on.
Yes.
So
agreed.
Now UNL Trash Talk is it's as hot as it gets, because the managers there know that this is a trash talk driven league. If you're looking for angles, you're looking for good stories, this is definitely one of those places where you got to check out. Maybe you're a manager that's on the IWA Man Cave, started listening to these shows. You're looking for an angle-based league, competitive as they get. You're only allowed 2 wrestlers. So,
what I will say though is that while the league, I would agree, it's definitely very competitive. Since everybody only has 2, you have a limited number of wrestlers, so that you can still hopefully have a better chance to get on the title page, maybe have some success. So it's a good league to bring you back into the fold, so to speak, if you're someone who is just returning to the game. Would love to have you. I'm pretty sure we have at least one commitment from the Man Cave. So speaking of which, I did mention to Flip it's getting a little late here on my end, but I'm gonna sidebar anyway.
Nice.
And say the IWA Man Cave is a new Facebook group. It's for managers who were around the IWA, in the past. It's like exploded. It's got a lot of members. It's got a lot of really cool stuff. If you're interested in old bulletins, talking with managers who were around 10, 15, 20 years ago, hit it up. It's a very cool new group for what it's worth.
Shout out to Hamilton Ortiz for launching that and for bringing all those great managers together, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, to jump right into this trash talk, I mean, especially if you're haven't been around and you're coming to the United Nations League, gotta watch out for this trio right here, man. Quick Kill Inc. Nowell, the Hitman, and I'm missing someone. Who am I missing?
And the Russian Reaper.
The Russian Reaper. My goodness. Yeah, no, I mean, the Quick Kill Inc. Seems to be going after. It looks like is Bill Cutting their one of their targets nowadays?
Well, in a way, it's like this is what they asked for, right? Quick Kill Inc. laid that out, that they didn't think anybody was on their level, and who would step up to face them. And what happened was both Bill Cutting and his partner in the Dead Rabbits, Walter McGinn, stepped up, as well as CC DeVille and Akbar from Poison. So now it's kind of like Quick Kill Inc. is going to have a fight on 2 fronts. Hey. So he responds to both teams in this trash talk.
Careful what you ask for,
because you just might get it.
Oh yeah. Now, I mean, I remember, clearly, when it was, that challenge was made, and ever since that challenge was made, correct me if I'm wrong, but tag and 6-man competition has just skyrocketed around here.
It feels like it's heating up for sure. I would agree. It's like that call kind of, stuck at like a pride, like I'm going to step it up because
Oh yeah,
I want to prove him wrong.
yeah, and Quick Kill Inc. did win last year's Six Man of the Year for the UNL.
Correct. And tag. So Hitman and Reaper won the tag 2 years in a row. And they won Six Man this year pretty handedly. So we'll see if somebody else steps up.
Oh yeah, I love it. When managers return, it's always that extra challenge, because you got a manager who's, we've talked about this in the past, who has credentials, who knows they've been successful in the game, and all of a sudden you have a new cast of talent to deal with, and this manager came on and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna be an impact. I don't care, who you are. I don't care what you've done. This is me." And Philippe Rousseau and Antoine Martin, they're ready to put on a show around here.
Yeah. So as teased on our commissioner side of the UNL shows this cycle, Philippe Rousseau in his trash talk calls out and says, "Joe Kona, I'm gonna come win your Brazil title," and Philippe Rousseau won the Brazil title.
Oh.
To add to that, Antoine Martin says, "Hey, Benjamin Felix, I'm coming for your TV title." And guess what? Antoine Martin won the TV title.
Oh,
So,
got him.
So they both called their shot and took it.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's hard to do that, to call your shot and then take the two specific titles that you said you were gonna take.
Yes.
Not easy.
Shout out to their manager, man, because that's
for real.
That's like that Babe Ruth pointing to the
Yeah.
Oh, the point.
So their manager is I feel like an unsung heavy hitter. I see his name show up in the report on a fairly regular frequency, so he is not to be underestimated.
Oh no,
for sure.
No, never that. Yeah, I've had my run-ins with the Wolf Tyrant many a times.
So I do think that we accidentally skipped over the trash talk from Poison because it's right next to the other trash talk. And so what happened in the CC DeVille and Akbar trash talk is they dragged somebody out that they had a hood on to the center of the ring and left him lying. And then the camera fades to black before we see the paramedics remove the hood. So we're left with this question of who CC and Akbar may have beaten up and dragged out to the ring.
Now we've had a lot of suspicious characters come through this UNL as of late. Like I said, all of a sudden, the Mess wrestler was beating up on Mr. Crane and his faction. Now we got a hooded guy. So
I will say it looks like CC and Akbar put this hood on this victim.
Aha.
So at least that's the impression I have.
I wonder who they kidnapped.
Yeah. I wonder that also. I hope we see a further development next cycle as to who was under that hood and got a world-class beatdown from the boys of Poison.
I in all this time I thought the Poison guys had turned to page after all the madness they caused the last year. I thought they were gonna take a straighter path this year, but I guess not, huh?
It doesn't seem that way. So our former party boys are entrenched in their villainous ways. Well,
Oh, this is one. I mean, yes. Let's make Mr. McFleece great again. Let's make Mr. McFleece great.
yes. This is possibly the first trash talk or the introduction to what I would consider a strong candidate for feud of the year 2019 if it comes to fruition. Aaron McFleece is watching Rick Rancher, and he's got some pretty scathing things to say about the Texas Hick. And so he basically says that Rick Rancher thinks he's the best, but Aaron McFleece believes he's the best. And obviously those things both can't be true. So he's going to find out which one is a lie. And I'm like, I feel like the Fry from Futurama meme should show up right now, and it's like, take my money, like I would pay to see that. Aaron McFleece versus Rick Rancher.
Yes. I mean, and both of them are UNL legends. They're both UNL. They're franchised. What's the other
Franchise
word?
players, yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely franchise players, man. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And they've never crossed paths.
no way.
Doesn't it seem like they should have, but they haven't. So here we go. Hopefully, knock on wood.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't mention Timbatsu or anything. It looks like Aaron's just taking his own path now.
Yeah, it looks like they're not gonna be together.
Oh man, that's sad to say, but oh well.
Yeah.
Let's
But Tim Batsu's his own man, so
yes.
we'll see how that all plays out.
Yes. We had the I don't want to call it the Union of Nations, but we had that.
This is the United Nations League, so like.
Oh man, and just to see these two, actually become an actual tag team now
A scary
is
sight.
it is. Yeah, because Mr. Rick Rancher has already got his he got his own bullseye on his back, from everybody in the league. So to see him have an ally now, and what an ally, in Vladimir.
No doubt. No doubt. And he responds to Valen being Mr. 24/7 by saying that Rancher is Mr. AK-47. So, and then
Oh man.
he has an insult here that I won't repeat on the air, but when I read it, I was like, surprised faced emoji. I was like, I'm like, did he just say that? Did I read that right? Rick Rancher is pretty inflammatory.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know, the manager for Rick Rancher and Vladimir Verklempt is probably one of the nicest human beings I've ever met. And so when he plays a heel and he says things like what's in here, I'm like, what?
Like,
It's just, I think it makes it like an even better heel to know that the manager is such a nice person. But it's really, really good stuff. I am excited to see more.
come and get some.
Come and get some, yeah. So they do leave us with kind of a teaser about what might be coming up next. So we'll have to see again. We're in this phase, and I love how things start to build towards a pay-per-view. So we've got several things like upcoming. So we'll see what Rancher and Verklempt have kind of up their proverbial sleeve next cycle.
Yeah, no, like I said, just I mean, in the sense of moving an angle, into a direction. I mean, just that, that wit.
Yeah.
Is what I enjoy from Mr. Rancher's manager, brother. I mean, just to have that edge, that wit about you, to just, okay, you know what? I'm not going to give you it all. Like,
Right.
here you go. Here you go.
Yes. I agree. It's an important thing for I know we have probably mostly veteran managers listening, but for any newer managers listening, like you want to spread it out, you want to build it up. So I'll sidebar and shout out the RWL right now. We've had an angle building between one of my groups and another group in that league, and it's been building for almost like 10 cycles already, and we keep adding new layers, and there are more layers coming that I am so excited about that I'm mentioning it on another show. But just that idea of like, don't reveal it all at once, like
Yes.
build it up, make it really impactful. And like you mentioned, to bring it back to the UNL, that's something that Rick Rancher and Vladimir Verklempt have done very well over their UNL careers.
I agree. Like I said, keep us wanting more, Mr. Rancher. I said, this is your world. We're just
We're just living in it.
we're just living in it, man. Oh man. Now, speaking of trying to live in it and making the most of it, Mr. Crane, I tell you.
Yes. Now, I don't know if you want to do it this way, but like there are several submissions referring to Ezekiel Crane and his associates. So I don't know if we want to try and like conglomerate those.
Yeah, we can definitely.
Because it seems to me, and I could be wrong, but it seems to me like they're coming from several different managers. But since Ezekiel Crane is kind of the forefront, and all of his comrades in arms are they, as he says, they are all Ezekiel Crane.
Oh yeah.
So we can kind of maybe like piece these together.
Definitely. Now, I mean, I think of this angle, similar to like Fight Club. Everybody is that we are. And I always forget his name. Robert. No.
Robert Paulson.
Robert Paulson. We are. So we are all Ezekiel Crane. So everybody that's
Yeah.
come, we're gonna do everything and yeah. I mean, his true colors are starting to show.
It seems that way though. So in his it looks like in his actual submission, he's doing an autograph signing. Is that what you're referring to?
Oh yeah.
And it's he's like, when am I going to be done? These bratty kids. And then a reporter from the Interfed is like, he's like, oh, I just, I'm so glad I could be here today to support the youth.
Love it.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, but here you have this war veteran who's got himself into some hot water because he has like a stalker,
yeah, this masked wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, those of you guys on the Facebook, you might have seen that not only has this masked wrestler infiltrated the UNL pages, he's also infiltrated the UNL Facebook, for crying out loud. And I love it because the other day, we had some amazing Facebook trash talk.
Yeah. And what I thought was really nice, and I didn't submit it, is that it was submitted, and so it appears in our bulletin.
Nice.
So in addition, at least some of it does. I'm not sure if all of it does. But so in addition to the masked man interrupting an Ezekiel Crane promo and dropping garbage on him and ruining his purple vest.
How dare he?
I know. Or ruining his like purple suit, which was one of the questions that we got leading in. What did I think of that? I was very upset because a purple suit is not only super stylish, but purple is one of my favorite colors. So not cool, masked wrestler. No. Not cool.
Not cool.
But in addition to that, the masked wrestler calls him out for Ezekiel Crane saying that he is going to have Naul take on the two of his associates by himself. And so the masked wrestler calls him out for that. And then the masked wrestler may take it a little too far. We'll see. And he says, I wonder if you even really served in the military, or is that a
Ooh,
lie? And I'm
no,
like,
no,
and he's
he
like,
did it.
yeah. And I'm like, whoa, we're spilling some tea now.
Oh,
So we'll see what response we get. I have the feeling like Ezekiel Crane, as you know, we've talked about, is this like mastermind. But we also see this masked wrestler who is kind of giving him a run for his money.
yes.
So, Ezekiel Crane, I think, is still
He
ahead of the.
he's gone as far as to give him, pet names. He calls him Zeke now.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
calls
And I'm like, ooh,
Oh
it's
man.
getting pretty heavy.
Oh
Pretty
man.
heavy in here.
I
Yeah.
I think so.
So along with all of the Ezekiel Crane, because we're all Ezekiel Crane, Solomon Ying and Yin Greycrow talk about how they will be challenging for the world tag titles, and in fact they were successful.
Nice.
So that is also in our trash talk.
So if you're keeping tabs, Ezekiel Crane is the new no.
Ezekiel Crane is now the new world tag champion.
World Tag Team
Uh,
Champ.
and did I hit all of the Ezekiel Crane stuff? Let's make sure. Did I miss any of the
No, I think
associates?
no, we're good. We're good. Those bums.
Okay.
They were they were concentrating on making sure that Rick Rancher accepted that check to take a dive. So
Yes.
that's
Hey, sometimes you got to have priority. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Uh, so, so we do have a short submission from Scourge. Scourge and his partner Pestilence recently joined the UNL. Very happy to have them on board. And Scourge kind of admits that their first cycle back was kind of rough. So hopefully they would do better in cycle 28. And they did. They weren't on the title page, but they definitely had some improvement. So I definitely look for more from them in the coming months.
Scourge, if you're having trouble, if you need help, just reach out to us. 106, 107. Get,
The associates
all the tag team help you need. Come and get. Yeah.
they are ready and willing to assist.
Yes. Now, I'm a fan of this. When kind of, now that I know the damn word, I feel like a kid. Always want to say it. When different fractions come about, because we haven't they've never dubbed themselves anything, and just see them
No.
call themselves the Dead Rabbits.
Yeah. So they had a really cool picture post on the Facebook group. We feels like we've been
Yes,
mentioning the Facebook
yes.
group a lot, but they had a really super cool picture they posted there. There's a really super cool logo in this bulletin, and it you kind of have to look for it, but there's a hand with two fingers up, and it looks like a knife, but then the shadow in the background looks like a bunny.
Oh yeah.
So it's the Dead Rabbits, but it all works. Excuse me, it all works together. So
And I
I'm
mean,
excited they have a tag name now.
yes. And Bill the Butcher, not that he needed another name. I mean, he was making a great name for himself, but maybe he wanted to make sure that Walter Monk kind of didn't fall out of the picture, so he just kept him close.
Yes.
Now
That
it
we
looks like they're
recognize that they are a unit.
yes. Now, and as a unit, they've accepted the challenge for Quick Hill, and it looks like you said, Quick Hill is going to have a heavy battle.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
I would really like, and I should talk to these two managers, is I would like to see a legit series, whether it's best of 5, best of 7. I want to see these two managers and these two teams go at it. Full go series. So hopefully, we'll see what develops.
Yes. I mean, now it's kind of tricky here in the UNL because, like I said, to see a group like Quick Hill, that there's three of them, it is unique.
Correct.
So, I mean, I'm curious as to whether the Dead Rabbits are gonna, be openly recruiting. Are they they're looking, maybe if we
Right.
do something, do enough, so let us know. Let us know, Dead Rabbits. Is it open? What do they call when they're
Open invitation.
yeah? But what's the other word I'm looking for? Can I become a sponsor? Not a sponsor, a pledge.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see if I can be a Dead Rabbit pledge. Ah, nice.
They might just go 2-on-3 because these guys are
Holy moly!
pretty tough.
And yeah, and of course, Mr. 24/7 has his hands full as well. Let's see here.
So I
Ah,
do want to address something
yes.
in our next trash talk. I am thrilled to see Anthony Enzo return to trash talk. When he first joined the league, we saw several cycles worth. Then it kind of dipped off, but now he's back. There is only one concern with the Nightmare of Italy challenging for the Can-Am title. Is
Huh.
that he is the Nightmare of Italy, so he is an international wrestler, and the Can-Am title is for national wrestlers.
Bum, bum, bum.
So, I mean, I don't mind if Enzo wants to beat up CC DeVille, but it's not going to be for the Can-Am title, unfortunately, for both parties.
Now, shout out to the UNL commissioner show. Just in case you missed it, make sure you click and get caught up on all the commissioner stuff. And like I said, it helps. I mean, because like I said, sometimes there's so much going on in a league. Maybe you need a review and catch up as to who's who and who's allowed to.
To do what?
Yeah, but yeah, no. I mean, like I said, there's a nice structure to the league. So shout out to the commissioner for providing that. And yeah, at times I forget. Like I said, I mean, commissioner, I'm going to say it on air. See if we can maybe get a printout. I mean, I know a lot of managers have their nationality in the title, but
Yeah.
not everybody does. So
That's
maybe
actually a good idea. I'm going to make a note of that.
let's see. Just to
Yeah.
remind us.
Yeah. No, I'm going to make a note of that. That's a good idea.
Awesome. Now, not to add more work to your already. Right?
I don't do very much.
Oh, jeez, man. Yeah, but
Oh, brother.
now here we go. Reunited, and it feels so good.
I can't tell you how happy this trash talk made me. It's probably it's one of my favorites of the whole cycle of all of February.
Nice.
It just warmed my heart to see the two cousins back together. TVB talks about how he wasn't doing very well at the very beginning of the UNL, which is true, but then he kind of remade himself. He dropped his given name. He took up the TVB mantle. He broke away from Jacob, but now 12 months later they're back together, and they're both different people, right? So then Jacob says, should we still call ourselves Double Dutch? It seems like, we're not really that group anymore. And then Jacob goes, how about Double Dutch 2000?
Nice. Yes. Yes.
TVB's like, but we're 19 years past that? He's like, oh, well, who cares? and then,
I love it.
Then the ultimate capper is Art Deco, who we haven't really seen in like 3 cycles. Pops his head in and goes, hey, you boys got any room for me?
Nice.
They're like, no, get out of here.
Oh, I love it. You know what? I mean, I don't think I've seen Art Deco since I've joined the league. So to get that glimpse of Mr. Art Deco is awesome, brother. Because there's
Um,
Whether you want to believe it or not, like I said, certain characters, get embedded into your IWA memory.
yeah.
And Art Deco is one of those. Like I said, I have fond memories of Mr. Deco. So
Yeah. Well, he was the NWL commissioner for a
yes,
while, and then he came after that. He eventually came over to the UNL, and he was kind of helping with the managerial uh, efforts of Jacob, but then he just wasn't around. It's, so he pops back in.
oh nice.
He pops back in and it's like, "Hey, can I join?" Nope. Get out of here, Art.
Oh poor guy.
Art Deco. You never know. Maybe he'll pop up somewhere.
Oh yeah, but those little cameos, brother. Those little
You
just
never
those.
know.
Yes, I
Uh,
love it.
yeah. So anyway, now that I basically reread the whole trash talk for everybody, it made me laugh.
Oh
So
yeah.
what
Now,
didn't make me laugh though is this next trash talk
now,
from Valinaria. And
now.
basically, we just see a day in the life of Valinaria. And basically, all he does is work out and train and think about beating Rick Rancher.
I mean,
Uh,
that's a good person to keep your focus on. I mean,
that's the short of it.
now does he have his? You think he has his picture up I'm thinking of like Rocky Four, the little picture
Well,
on the
sort
mirror,
of.
the picture on
He
the mirror, Rick Rancher.
he is watching Rick Rancher matches here
Oh,
as
nice.
he eats his dinner. So in a way, yeah.
Now,
But
now is Valen the type that would have a Rick Rancher picture like on the mirror and draw like horns or like little
uh,
little doodles on the face or
no, I don't think so. I
no?
don't think Valen has time for that. I think
Ah,
he
there
would
you go.
see that as a waste of time, right?
Aha.
I don't think there's a lot of jovialness in Valinaria's day.
Nice. Like I'm not wasting my time with no pen.
Yeah, no, he could loosen up. He could stand to loosen up a little bit. Like
Easy on the arms there, Valen.
yeah,
Easy.
like it's good to be committed, but man, 24/7 every single day, you gotta ease up a little bit. But
Yeah. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to see him snap again because I've already witnessed one episode. So
yeah, he's known to he can lose his temper if he feels disrespected. So yeah,
now
hopefully we don't have any more of that.
now we mentioned this the last time, and I'm glad Naul just you know comes out from the beginning and says it. Because hearing him just acknowledge that he is Quick Kill Inc. He not just
Yeah.
because he mans up to it.
Yeah, well, he mentions it and he talks about how he feels like it was kind of his fault that they lost the non-title matches, but then he's going to commit to winning the title defenses. But unfortunately, that was not the case.
Now
So they have now lost the world tag titles
now correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Naul have to team up with Ezekiel Crane?
in the tag shuffle. He did.
Right.
And so Naul is still in the World Tag Shuffle. So he could earn a tag title match for himself and Quick Kill Inc. by winning the shuffle.
Now
So
now
we'll see
have
if he can redeem himself in some small way.
now have you heard what happened at that match?
I have not. I would be very interested to know how the Naul Ezekiel Crane tag team match went.
That you know what that I then no, you know what, we can't, not this show. We're running a little late. Next show, next
The
show,
next show.
the
Okay.
next show. But
Oh, as we mentioned earlier, always leave them with a little something to look forward to.
yes,
Don't
sir.
reveal it all at once.
Yes, sir. I love it. Now, now, Commissioner, I know we got a lot of great stuff going on here. I don't want to leave anybody out. Is there anything else we're missing on this one?
um, I don't. I don't think so. I will mention that I am in contact with the wonderful manager of Noble House every once in a while. We kind of message back and forth. Believe me, I have not forgotten. I would love to see the Chosen One, Mac Trilla, and Africa's Deadliest, the Man Animal, back on the active roster. So everything's okay. Just taking care of some stuff, and hopefully we see that manager back. We mentioned
shout
it.
out Noble House.
Shout out Noble House. I love me some Noble House. We mentioned it on the commissioner side show, but I do want to just shout out to the manager for Blazer Corp. We are thinking about you. We hope to see you continue your recovery. You're fantastic. We miss you, and we keep you in our thoughts and prayers.
Definitely. Now, I hate to tell you, but we did miss one.
What did we miss?
We missed a big one.
What did we miss?
A humongous one.
Oh,
we missed Cromwell's Corner.
Oh yeah. All right.
I mean,
well, we can't forget about Cromwell.
Oh yeah, Cromwell's Corner. I mean, to me, it's probably. I like I say, shout out to the manager who writes it, because I always get a kick as to just the overview that we get from the league from another perspective. Because again, you're not writing it; it's coming from another perspective. Mr. Cromwell is his own person. It's beautiful,
Yeah. So, So he highlights the happenings between Tembatsu and Aaron McFleece, and kind of the same way we're wondering, where are they now? We didn't get any further answers this cycle, but we'll see what happens moving forward.
Hey, I think we share that same that same sentiment where I want them to be friends, but I don't think they are, man.
Well, and to be honest, I'm okay if they're going their separate ways.
Oh, most definitely. Because I want them to stay. Yeah, just because I want them and Cromwell wants them doesn't mean it's going to happen. But they're both strong competitors.
Yeah, we'll see. Cromwell also highlights the budding friendship and partnership between Rick Rancher and Vladimir Verklempt, even though they had just faced each other in the Fatal 4-Way series. So despite that, they are, as we mentioned, quickly becoming friends. Valinaria, highlighted for his upcoming challenge for the United Nations title, following his pay-per-view match with Tonga Ming. And what's next?
Let's say it like it is, Scott. I mean, it's an overview of all the happenings from the previous cycle. It kind of gets you caught up with the action. So, if you haven't followed with Cromwell's Corner, please do yourself a favor. Shout him out in your trash talk from time to time, because he is a big part.
No doubt. And something else that I appreciate about it is, if you are coming in like a like a new manager, if you read Cromwell's Corner, you can kind of get a sense of, what has been happening previous, and then you can read this cycle, and it's almost like you get, like a double, right? You get like a bonus.
Oh, yeah.
You get this cycle, and then you can also look back and say, well, what led into this cycle? So it's an important part of the report, and I really appreciate that it gets done.
I think of it kind of like our own little version of like a sports center, like dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Welcome to Cromwell's Corner, and here's what's happening, like dun, 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 dun,
Right?
Yeah.
I agree.
Like I said, these are always fun. I think we've asked, like I said, I don't want to make it a habit to ask, but we are hoping to get some comments back in terms of what you guys want to see moving forward. We are trying to split these two shows just to kind of keep our focus, keep the focus on the shows in case, you want to go back and, listen to the champions and all the commissioner stuff. We have a show for that. we have this show for the trash talk. So, give us your feedback, give us your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. Commissioner, any last words?
No. Other than thank you to all the managers in the UNL. Looking forward, hopefully we have a good amount of new managers showing up. Shout out to the Man Cave again. Probably going to help a lot of leagues grow. And looking forward to another good cycle. It is bonus scrubs.
Yes, it is. Come and get your scrub matches. Let's let's make that tag prize nice and heavy. Let's take that tag.
Build it up.
Nice. Well, guys, you've been listening to the Trash Talk edition of Around the United Nations League with myself, IWA Flip, and of course, Commissioner Scott Anderson. We'll see you guys next time.